What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the first week of modifications in the Monthly Mayhem series. If you're not familiar with the series, this is where Matt from the Scale Builders Guild and myself set a challenge and we take each other on head to head with a list of rules. This time, it's trying to make a vehicle stay in the air for as long as possible within certain parameters. Now, neither Matt or myself had a chance to actually test because I've had rain, he's had snow, just didn't work out. But I did get a chance to get the initial fabrication of the vehicle kind of put into motion. And what you see here is the magical creation that I've come up with. Obviously, underneath, we still have the Associated DB10 Reflex, and on top, we've got a Flight Test mini aero wing. This is from the template that you can download from Flight Test, or you can buy a pre-laser cut version on AMain. And that's what I did because it was so cheap and made things so much easier. So this last Sunday, we ended up constructing the bases to this wing. I don't have any electronics in it, such as the micro servos that would normally control the elevators or ailerons or some combination of that they call it with when you just have a flying wing. But either way, I might just try to put those in some sort of fixed position and negate the control of the micro servos, or we'll see. We've got a little bit of time to try and get into that level. But to get this wing attached to the body, ended up doing a little bit of fabrication. Now, went back and forth on how I was going to attach it, and in the end, we decided to just go straight to the body. Rather than constructing an elaborate structure on the inside to hold the wing and then putting the body over it, decided to go right to the body, make it a little simpler. I don't know that this wing is going to generate so much lift that the body can't support it. I'm hoping that it just helps keep the truck off the ground. We'll see. It's all theory and magic at this point. Now, the one thing that I did do is I did find the center of gravity of the vehicle with the battery installed, and then I looked up the center of lift from the Flight Test plans and tried to get those as aligned as best I could. When we set the angle of the wing itself, we just kind of winged it. Just threw it in there. We'll see how it goes. So we did actually cut the entire roof of the vehicle off first. Then we set the wing in there and we built an inner structure to help support it. Now that structure is double-sided taped to the sides of the body, and then it's riveted on. Rivets seemed all too appropriate since we're building some sort of plane. So 3 rivets down each side to hold that aluminum structure in place. That's real thin 025 aluminum, always one of my favorite materials to use. So that got purposed here. We did put almost all of the body panel back. So even though we cut off the entire roof, we did end up piecemealing in, the side windows and windshield again, as well as the roof panel. Now, as far as attaching the actual wing to this structure, you'll see that there's 2 zip ties down the side here, using the roof panel as a huge washer. And then those go through the inside and hold it from there. So removable, tunable. I could cut those zip ties, add some shims if I really got into adjusting the lift or pitch angle of the wing itself. We've got some ability to move some stuff around if it ever gets that far and this thing doesn't just become a huge lawn dart. Now, last week I showed an EDF, and thank you to all of the comments educating me slightly more on EDFs, since I have no education on them whatsoever. And instead of that, I went with a standard quadcopter style outrunner motor for now. And this is a small prop, but I'll probably find a larger or more aggressive prop at the very least. We built an aluminum bracket off the back. That's again mounted to the body itself. It's fairly rigid. The body structure in that area it holds up pretty well. If I need to, I can add some additional bracing, or if it just rips it completely off, I'll come up with some sort of hard mount to the chassis. I haven't done any of the actual electrical at this point. From right now, this is how far we've got. I do have some plans as far as the electronics go, and I think mostly on how I'm going to program it. I'm going to tie that rear prop to the throttle channel of my ESC, but I'm actually going to move the rear wheels from the regular throttle channel onto a secondary channel that I can turn the mixing on or off, so that when I'm in the air, if I have the throttle pinned, I'm not spinning the wheels. That's my thought at this point, at least. That way I don't get that gyro effect of wanting to pitch the car over. It would be nice to be able to, possibly use it to control, The other thought is to use multiple radios or go to a actual air-based system, which I do have radios for, but you know, most of all the receivers I have are S-bus receivers, and it just becomes a hodgepodge of things. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm thinking for the length of time that this may or may not stay in the air, that I might be fine with a ground-based controller. What we're missing at this point, of course, is any sort of parachute deployment or anything like that, and I think that is going to have to wait until another week. So if you guys have any other suggestions of modifications or different things that we can try, absolutely comment below. Helps a bunch. Also, hit the like button if you enjoy these videos. Make sure and subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you on the next one.